How we doing? Wow. Goggles really rocked my eyes on that one, man. Let me tell you, it's because it's hot in here. And it's double hot in here because I have the light on. No air conditioning, so I'm trying to keep noise down, though I did leave a window open, which almost kind of makes it a moot point. And I don't have central air either, like I would have to. Actually, since I'm in the upper floor, I would have to turn on a fan. And that would make a lot of noise. And I don't know if you can hear me as it is anyway. Again, I'm trying to keep it quiet. A lot of stuff going on in the area around here. Got like I said, I got the window open. Not that I'm worried about traffic too much. I live in Vermont. There's not a lot of traffic. I mean, there are in places, but not a whole lot. So how we doing? Who all is here? Check in, my friends. Let me see who's in here because I got one thing that says there's 5 people watching. I got one thing that says there's one person watching. I don't know which is right. Good to be back doing another live stream event, such as it is. How we doing? Everybody doing all right? Everybody get through doing a virtual opera by yourselves without me last Saturday, myself taking a week off from it. Happy Memorial Day weekend for everyone. I know it's going to be a little different this year since we're under, though all the restrictions are starting to be a little less, less and less restrictions are going on out there. It's still restricted, so I hope you're still able to have a little fun out there. Um, Rob is here, of course. Hello, Rob. Thank you for showing up and being number one hype man as you do. You're here. Ryan is here again. Awesome. You don't have AC in Vermont from Alyssa, who just subscribed to the SkierX Media YouTube channel. Thank you. No, I do have it, but if I have it on up here, plus the electricity in this building is really whacked out. This old house that got transformed into a couple of apartments. I mean, it's no secret. SkierX Media HQ is just where I live. And if I had an AC going, my light going so you could see me, and all that, I'd be blowing breakers every which way. In fact, I'm half expecting to blow one tonight. Not that you'll see it right away because the breakers aren't set up very well. So the modem is not on one that would blow from up here, and the computer is a laptop, so it has a battery. So I'll know it, but you won't know it. So that's all right. Like I said, windows open, sun is going down. It's a beautiful night out there. Happy Memorial Day, as I said. Make sure you honor those veterans who are friends, family, and otherwise, those who were part of the military. I have more than a few in my family. In fact, I'm the first one in a couple of generations who didn't join one of the branches, so there you go on that. One of my biggest regrets, actually, was not going into the military when I had the chance, and there's a whole story behind that, but it has nothing to do with skiing, snowboarding, winter sports, sledding, cross-country, you name it. It has nothing to do with any of that. Not that stopped me before. My God, how many things have I put up on SkierX Media's social media that have had nothing to do with the lifestyle, with the sport or sports, with anything? God, I think I put up. Did I put a Lady Gaga video up one day? I might have. I don't remember if I did that. But Memorial Day to everyone, or Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Enjoy it the best you can. The unofficial kickoff to summer, as it's been called. It used to be called that down when I lived in New Jersey. Everybody went to the beach on this weekend, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing now. I'm not 100% sure what's going on in New Jersey because I have friends in New Jersey who are still bitching that they're under a real honest-to-God martial law lockdown, which never happened over there. Well, you all live, adjacent to New Jersey. You know what's going on. And you know what's going on in your own states. Well, Ryan doesn't live adjacent to New Jersey, but you know what I mean. A lot. Which a lot? I said a lot of things. The a lot to how much have I done that has nothing to do with SkierX Media. Duh. I am hot and I am tired. I don't sleep right, man. I'm going on an overnight. I'm starting to get into this like I will fall asleep or at least be dozing off 9, 10, be back up at like 3, 4 in the morning, which was fine when I had to be at work at 5 in the morning back in my Las Vegas days, which is a great shift. I'm not going to lie. And for the written content, that might work well. I could probably start getting a jump on some of these stories if I start my research pre-dawn. But for doing the live cast, man, I don't think you guys want to be watching this at 4 in the morning. Or maybe you do. Tell me. If you want to do an overnight live stream, maybe we'll do that. I don't know. It might be fun. It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun. It would be if properly prepared for, if properly taken care of. Alas, no, it wouldn't be fun otherwise. We have enough of a suck ass stay at home order in this state. Yeah, some places are. Vermont here really isn't anymore. I mean, it is, but I mean, you guys have seen. If you follow the mountains up here, the big news is Killington. Announced they're opening their golf course this week. Courtney from Killington did her video that other day, so she's back on the job. That means other people are back on the job. That means fucking we're all good here in Vermont, but we don't have any people here. You're going to sleep. You're going to sleep too early. Try to stay up later, and you will sleep through the night. God, I hope you're right, because that is exactly what I've been trying to do. And I mean, I sleep weird anyway. I have on and off throughout my adult life. It's been very strange, but that's not uncommon. People do it all the time. That's why there is a market for Ambien. And I won't take that shit because I've heard too many stories, man. I have friends who like to they like to get high, but they take it for whatever reason. I don't think they can get high on it, but they do it. But I got no issues with that, and I'm not doing that because I've had bad experiences with trying to take that kind of stuff into this body. No, I don't treat it like a temple. People should say your body is a temple, and I don't treat it that way, and I never have. Well, I did a little bit, but I did the drugs, man. Nope, no good with it. And that includes some prescription drugs too, like the heavy painkillers. Nope. If I bust my ass this ski season, and blow out a knee, fucking, I'm just living with it. I'll take Tylenol. That's as far as I'll go. People are like, nah, Vicodin. No way, no way. And I know this isn't an episode about what kind of drugs will make us not feel pain. Believe me, who's this? Who is this that just said, hey guys? I don't recognize that name. Is that a new person? What does that say? It's so small on my screen. That's right. I'm getting right in here. PFUISI. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, man. But hello and welcome. And if you are someone we know, hello and welcome to you as well, man. That's pretty good. Man or woman, as the case may be. What is this? Ambien does crazy shit. You wake up in the morning after online shopping for weird random shit that shows up a few days later. You see, I don't need Ambien to help me do that. I'll do that anyway. I'm always on Wish. I don't actually buy anything, and I think that's the thing. Ambien, it jacks you up so much you might actually hit that buy button. I just look for crazy stuff. It's amazing what you can get on the internet. The internet is a wonderful, wonderful place. At the same time, it is the most dangerous weapon that we wield now as human beings, and I'm going to abuse it as I do, obviously, because I'm live streaming. I'm on social media. I have the written content on the website, which today got I put up the piece. I don't know if you all saw it yet, but Arapahoe Basin, A-Basin out there in Colorado, they're still hopeful that they're going to get skiing in this year, or this spring into early summer. Possibly, the only, it will be the only other thing really open. Well, I mean, Timberlines might still be going. Did they close? I think I saw somewhere that they closed too for the year they're done. But I don't know if that's true. Is that true? Did I get that right? Jesus, sometimes, here's the thing. There's days when there's so much information on, for our, Scooter is camping out, but he said to say, what's up? Nice. I think I follow you on Twitter, so now also on YouTube. Thanks, man. Or woman, as the case may be. Thank you for following me on Twitter. I love that. So far, everybody who's talking, and from the numbers that we seem to have, everybody who's in here already follows and subscribes. But that's on this side of my little shameless plug bar on the bottom. All the social medias, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter. So if you want to follow them all, they all typically have the same stuff, but sometimes one gets something the others don't. And then on this side of the shameless plug bar is obviously the Patreon and then the merch shop. So check those out if you haven't. or if you want to help support the program and keep her running, and maybe we can upgrade here. I'm gonna have to. I actually figured out a way to make the back wall here of Ski Rex Media HQ Lackluster Studio 1 look a little better, I think, and maybe help out with some of the audio issues that we have in here. Man, and let me tell you, I was so ready. And I know there's the topic, the Memorial Day weekend and wrestling with past choices. But this past week, this past Wednesday was going to be the Lost Ski Area podcast episode, and I went out and I filmed it, and it was great, and you all saw that. Guess what, guys? Snowflex opened. Plastic Hill. Wait, that's the Plastic Hill. That's a camp, isn't it? Snowflex. Isn't Snowflex like summer camp? Like, can we all go to summer camp? I'd go to summer camp again. I was a camp counselor a little bit. I'll go Plastic Hill summer camp. I mean, I don't really want to be around the tweens. Like, I deal with enough of that with my friends' kids, and I love them, but sometimes these kids are, a little iffy. What's this, Ryan? I'm wondering how the lift ticket reservation thing is going to play in for this coming winter, since it will probably be around. It's going, well, here's the deal. Here's how I see the reserved lift ticket thing going. If it has to stick around for this coming winter, it's if pretty much everybody here, and this is why we're going to talk about this maybe at some point tonight, everybody here is looking to buy a pass of some kind. Epic, Icon, Indie. Like I was saying, I'm kind of interested in the Indie Pass. I see it going that all the pass holders are going to get first dibs. And that's what A-Base has said they're going to do today. Mount Bachelor did this, was only pass holders as far as I know. Timberline also did the same thing. But I think that's what it's going to be. So as long as we have passes, and I think that'll, especially if you have a local pass, like a single mountain pass, and believe me, I'm eyeing up one of those too. I'm actually kind of eyeing up a couple of them, but I got to send out a couple of emails, but that's another story. I think as long as we're buying passes, and whoever gets a pass, whether it be one of the mega passes or a specific hill pass or whatever, you're going to get to go out more than most people, because pass holders will get first dibs. However, they're still going to limit, depending on the size of a mountain. If you are going to your local rope tow hill, they will probably allow 6 people on the mountain in a night. If you're going to something the size of one of the big places in the Rockies, they'll let 500, maybe 700 on the mountain, depending on square footage. Something like Killington might be able to accommodate 200-300 in a day, restricted, of course. And I think that's how it's going to run. And it's going to kind of suck, because those who don't buy the pass, like the 1 or 2 day folks, now I remember I shared the Philip Klein video and you liked it, or so. I am from Austria, the Alps. Look at this, guys. The first to join the live stream from outside the USA. And I don't mean to interrupt what I was saying, and I don't mean to do all this, but look at this. And he's right. This is where I first saw the Philip Klein video. That was the very first of the stop motion indoor quarantine ski videos. You all remember that one. And look at this. We've now gone across, like, there's Europeans and Asians who follow on social media, but none of them have jumped into the live stream and or have jumped on the podcast, as far as I know. I think all those downloads, not that there's a lot, but the ones that do download it or even stream it are all American, and maybe a Canadian or two. North American, I should say. Continental. So thank you, my friend. We're running across the pond, and that's good. Tell your friends over there in Austria that, rock and roll. If you like it, if you don't like it, I understand. I don't take that kind of stuff personally, but I kind of hope that you like it. Let's see. Yes, here's Scooter's message on Twitter. I haven't found a way to put the Twitter feed back up. That sucks that that we lost that, because that was awesome to have there. And I was going to change it up a little bit just so it was smaller, so it didn't take up too much room. But I haven't found another way to do it. But we might start leaving that off. I might like just set up something for myself that I can switch back and forth to, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But we'll see. Pardon my excessive drinking. I don't think this one bottle is going to be enough for the night. So where were we? Plastic Hill and passes. So I think I addressed what Ryan said, how the reservation is going to work. It's all going to pass holders first. So anybody who only skis a day or two a year with day tickets, they're out. Let's see here. Plastic Hill, if it's open to the public, that's down by you, though, isn't it, Alyssa or Elisa? I'm not sure which one it is. It should be Alyssa, maybe. I don't know. Names are so different. That's why I kind of like my name, because there's only one way to pronounce it. Or, you could be a jerk about it. I've had people call me Timothy my whole life. People call me Timmy and stuff all the time, which is, it's kind of bogus, because I'm an adult male and people still call me Timmy. And it's very few, but it does happen. And it happened mostly. Shout out to the newborn kid being up in the middle of the night. So that's two people technically. If that baby's sitting on our new friend's lap, then there's two people in Europe watching the live stream. So I hope you're enjoying. I hope it's a nice night over there. It's going to be a nice night here tonight. So there you go. Let's see here. Melissa with the M missing. So there you go. Elissa, Melissa, Melissa. See that? Names. That's a thing with me, mispronouncing names. Like you'll notice that there's times I use fan names here. Some of them I know I can get away with. Rob, he doesn't mind. Alyssa doesn't mind. Obviously, her name is right there. Ryan doesn't mind. Snowcat, he did mind, so I stopped using it. Snowbum Life, I know his name, but I don't know if he wants me to use it or not while he's up there doing his bus build up in Maine. I hate screwing them up. I hate screwing up names because, and here's one of my biggest pet peeves. Again, I'm getting completely off topic of skiing and snowboarding, and I know this, but one of my biggest pet peeves is when people put an S on my last name. It just bugs me because I know more Myers spelled more ways than I know more people. Let me clarify that. I know more people with the last name Meyer spelled many different ways than the name Myers. I've known like one of them. I've known people with the exact same spelling as mine, which seems to be semi-common. But I don't see a lot of Myers, and yet people default to that S, and it bugs me. It's bugged me my whole life. It's bugged me so much that my BFF in one of my besties, my old roommate in Las Vegas, one of my best friends in the whole world, she went to pick up passes to a local museum out there in Las Vegas, and we got passes to go in there, and she purposefully told the person to put an S on it just because she knew I would notice, and she had a big laugh. So that was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, not the point. Let's see. I answered Ryan. I know I keep going back in circles, man. I shouldn't have taken a week off because I thought I was getting good at this for a little bit. Not good, but learning, and now here we are. So Plastic Hill, yes, that's where I wanted to go next. I would go down to the Plastic Hill. I don't know, what are travel restrictions like out there now? I was talking to a friend from upstate New York, and I said, I don't know. I think you can come here, but can people go there? Like we can cross back and forth between like the New Hampshire border. I can see it from here. I can cross back and forth. But when I come back, there's a big sign coming into Vermont that says, please isolate for 14 days, which is fine. I don't think we've had a new case in like a week, so something must be going right. And that's fine. But I don't know how it is going into New York. And then I don't know how, like I've talked to my friends in New Jersey, but I've never thought to ask. I know some of you all are in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Michigan, Austria. Like, what's the travel rules? I don't even know, because I would totally go to Plastic Hill, and I would love to try the Plastic Hill. I really, really would. I think that just looks great. I think it's gonna hurt like a bitch when you fall on it, if someone falls on it. But it's like I say, embrace the biff, and if you're not falling, you're not trying, and that's just the way it is. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here so I can see what's going on. Nothing new on Twitter. Okay. Um, I would try Plastic Hill. I would love to have a Plastic Hill. Actually, part of today, I was trying to find, and this might become a written piece during the new week because Sundays at Ski Rex Media is top post of the weekday. But for the coming week, I wanted to do a little something, just a quick one of my dumb blog pieces, not real news, not anything great, just a little quick fluff piece because it would be quick about Ski Rex Media Mountain Resort. But don't go through Delaware. Does anybody go through Delaware? I've been to Delaware. I've been to Delaware. What's Plastic Hill? Okay, so Plastic Hill, I don't know what the material is actually called. But it is made of a type of plastic, and the mountains roll this stuff out on a carpet. It's kind of like that stuff. If you've kept up with the Copenhagen project out there in Denmark, that whole side of that's kind of like plastic, kind of like this plastic carpeting. National and college and other teams use it on their summer hills for training, so they can keep going to summer. It doesn't need snow. It's just made of this plastic. And if you get down really close to it, it looks like these little brushes and whatnot. And you can ski on it. And it's supposed to simulate, that feeling. It's supposed to work really well. And people love it. And a couple of our hills here have it. Maybe a trail or two. There was that one that has, there's one hill. Which hill is it, guys? The one that has the terrain park with that stuff in it. So, it's this plastic and it works great. And you'll see it in a lot of training facilities. A lot of training facilities have it. And it has a name. It has a brand name and an actual name, and I can't remember either one. The plastic carpet they ski on in the UK. Did you see in the UK Chill Factory's being used as a giant walk-in freezer right now? They can't ski in it, so there's like pallets of frozen product in there, like food products and stuff. Absolutely, that's in the UK. That's why. I think it's a chain over there of indoor skiing facilities, but Chill Factory in Manchester specifically, I know I saw is being used is being used as a giant freezer. So it is Snowflex that has a terrain park. Man, there's so many. We fortunately still have snow, but might soon need to rethink. You might, depending on how late everybody's restrictions go. Like I said, I'm down with the Plastic Hill, and if I ever get my own property, and that's where I was going with that. I was gonna put up something about building one's own rope tow, and I know a couple different ways to do it. Know of a couple different ways to do it. I don't know if I could actually build one like right now, just sit down, put the parts together, and go. But I would love to do that if I had my own hill, and then I'd put the plastic on there to run that thing all year, man. I think that'd be great. Or get a pair of grass skis. One of my followers on Twitter. What is her name? Donna something, but she's part of the group that runs the Skeezy. So some of you will know who I'm talking about. She brought up something about grass skis just the other day, and I was like, dude, she asked if me or any of the Ski Rex community have any experience with grass skis. And I don't think any of us have even tried them. That's what I told her. I was like, I don't think any of us have tried them. But I know I'd be down in a heartbeat, and I know some of you would go with me, absolutely. But Plastic Hill would be just so much easier to take a drive to Plastic Hill. And with Snowflex down there, let's see here. Down in, where is that place? Someone tell me. I think Alyssa just said it's down in Virginia by her. We also have an indoor ski resort with man-made snow, but it's shut down due to Donna Padden. Yes, thank you, Rob. And yes, big snow, man. I can't wait for that place to open because I really want to try it. I know I say it all the time, and there's still haters out there who say that's so fucking stupid. Why would you try that? I'm like, why wouldn't you try that? Why wouldn't you try Plastic Hill? Why wouldn't you try Copenhagen in Denmark, which is Plastic Hill built on a big-ass waste facility? Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you try it? Try almost anything. I'll never say try everything, because even I know there's things that I can't do or can't do without excess preparation. Like, I can't just go bopping off Lynchburg, Virginia for Snowflex. Thank you, Alyssa. I would love to run down to Lynchburg. I've been through there, I think. I've never stopped, though. But I would love to run down there this week and do it. How great would that be? You know what, guys? If you ever notice on Ski Rex Media that just out of nowhere there's no new content, that means I'm somewhere. That just means I'm somewhere. Like, if I somehow came up with a ticket to to Big Snow, and however I did it, and on a random Tuesday, and I'm not in the group thread, I'm not on social media, and I would likely put something up that I was somewhere, and then I was like, dude, I totally bopped on off. So there you go. Even though I can, Trav, check it out. So see Trey Surf Dragon right here. That's my boy Trav. We grew up together. We've been friends for damn near 30 years. He's on about doing Tuckerman's Ravine out there in the New Hampshire, and we will do it, but not this year. We won't, because, well, going into 2021 we might, because it might be open by then, maybe. If it is, let me turn myself down over here. Got the old phone monitor going, and it's like 30 seconds behind. So what you're seeing has already happened just 30 seconds in the past for you. Isn't that something? Isn't that a weird thing to think about? It's not. Actually, my friend Trav here, who just jumped in, for those guys who saw the what could be considered now that antique Burton board that was in the basement. That's my boy who took that photo. So there you go. Connect that all together for those who saw that. So let's see. Tuckerman's and cat skiing at Chick-Chock are on the list of things we need to do. Yeah, I want to do Tuckerman's, and Trav's right. We're gonna go up there, and we'll probably turn that into a Ski Rex Media trip, and we'll take a ride up there. It's a few hours from here, isn't it? Here's the thing about New England. Let me clue you in on New England. New England isn't that big of a region. But you can't get anywhere fast because there are no main roads that go there, no direct roads that go there. For us to get to Tuckerman Ravine, to get there, takes 3 hours from where I am. It takes 3 hours from where I am. Can you believe that? The state of New Hampshire is not that big, and yet it takes me 3 hours. It would take me 3 hours to get there from here, so it would take 4.5 hours from his house. Isn't that something? And yes, Alyssa, that board was phenomenal. That was really cool. That's a collector's item. I know I would have been tempted to swipe that shit in a heartbeat. Not even kidding you. You know what? We haven't had in a while, and we're going to do it. Actually, no, we're not. I was going to put the dance music on, but because of the audio issues, and I can't just be out here yelling into the microphone. Because remember that one day I couldn't hear me over it in the replay, and you all dealt with it, and that was awesome, and I do appreciate that. But you can call me out if something needs to be changed. Like, that's how I'm going to learn. Tuckerman Ravine. Cat skiing I would like to do too, and I did not realize, Ryan, that they had that up in the Chick-Chock area up there in Quebec. That's in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. I really need to get that passport done one of these days. All the traveling I've done, I've never left our continent, and I've barely left our country. Isn't that something? We could talk travel one night, but not on this. Well, maybe if I can liken it to skiing and snowboarding, or I'll just start a whole travel thing. Not the travel channel, but a travel channel. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see here. It was probably made by the man himself. Thanks, Jake. Hey, rest in peace, Jake, man. He was great. Great guy, I think. What I saw. I never met him. But he was a decent guy. And the way I said that, it sounded like I knew him personally. I didn't know him personally. I will always come correct about the famous people that I have met, because I don't actually know any. Like, I will never tell a story. Like, I have a story about that. But anyway, now let's talk passes. All right, let's get to passes. Let's see here. Yes, Northeast Canada, you can heli ski there too. No, I'm not down with the helicopters. I'm good with keeping my feet on the ground. There are a few the Ski the East, their one series. What is that series called? I did watch their Chick Chock episodes though, and it looks great up there. Like you wouldn't expect that in the East, Canada or United States. That looks like something out in the Rockies or out, in California, just something out there or out in the Alps. Like it doesn't look like that. Anyway, Alyssa is pushing us to get to the passes. So here's the deal. And I don't want to talk about, I hope you all don't think, because there was a comment on Instagram. I think folks were thinking I was going to talk about how Icon handled the coronavirus and how Epic handled the coronavirus and who did what. And I'm not going to talk about that because I'll tell you why. Let me get a drink. We all know now that Epic came out with the best deal. They did. They really well, I'm going to passes. I'm on passes, dude. I'm on passes. Passes. Let's do it. It's being said widely that Epic has the best deal for the coronavirus early shutdown. They came correct. What some people would say, like, my opinion on it, but a lot of people have said Epic has done the best. Icon didn't do shit. And then you have, other things, but whatever it may be. But then everybody's starting to, you see passes, even single mountain passes are starting to basically take Epic's idea and run with it. Make sure there's this credit here and really good pass protection. And, if you don't get any days for any reason, you're refundable, and different levels of that. So Epic really set the bar. Everybody's rushing to meet it. That's that. How you feel about that is how you feel. If it made you, what is this? Icon still has a stupid $300 fee to transfer it to the following year. Yeah, see, people hate that. Like, they hate that Icon and Altira are just not coming correct with it. I don't know how many fans they lost because of it. I'm sure more than a few. In fact, I know a few. Actually, there's some shit talker haters out there who have said, I'll never fucking blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yes, you will. But that's a whole other thing. And then I don't know how many people are going to Epic because of it. I don't know how many, how much Icon lost. I don't know how much they will lose. I don't know any of that. That's yet to be determined. I'm saying, how do you make the choice? How do we make the choice? And obviously that's going to be part of it. Customer loyalty, customer trust. A lot of people lost that customer trust with Icon. But they still love Icon Mountains. Like, let's take it down to my home area, where me and Travis grew up, Trey Surf Dragon. We grew up around Mount Snow and around Stratton. He's worked at both. I worked at one, skied at both. Fans of both, but do we like one more than the other? Like, do we like Mount Snow the most? So we'll go with Epic. Icon screwed the pooch on the coronavirus thing, but if you love Stratton, and that's what I'm saying. Like Rob says, by area. Now, in my neck of the woods, I have so many from Icon, Epic, and Indy. Like if I did a big old circle of an hour to an hour and a half away, I have, Epic. What do I have? Okemo, Mount Snow, Stowe. And then what's in New Hampshire? I can't remember New Hampshire's off the bat. But, and then Icon is obviously Killington and Stratton. And, again, New Hampshire, I cannot remember to save my life. How terrible is that? But then Indy. I have 3 or 4 in Indy, too, including Pat's Peak down here in New Hampshire. I remembered one from New Hampshire, so there you go. And here's Ryan's point. Epic, if he's going to Whistler that year, Icon any other year. Epic doesn't have stuff around him. And that was actually something I was saying about Indy because I'm leaning towards the Indy Pass myself. Why? Number one, keep costs way down. Like, there's a lot of good deals out there right now. Like, there's so many good deals. Oh, I forgot about Okemo. You're right. And then Attitash is the other one. You know, it's so stupid that I can't remember Attitash because Attitash was part of American Skiing Company when I was, over there with Mount Snow, and I can never remember Attitash's friggin' name. And Wildcat. See, I'm glad you remember this stuff, dude. I can't remember what day it is half the time. Holy shit. How terrible is that? Like, this is the business I'm trying to be in. I should be able to name off all of them, and I can't. Nobody should be able to name them all at once. There's so many destinations on every pass. I would be ultra impressed if you can name them all. And you don't have to do that in the comments. I'm not challenging anybody to anything. Plus, you all could cheat. I could cheat too. I could just look it up, but I'm not gonna. We all know. And Hunter, I forgot about Hunter. Hunter's like 5 hours from me though. Not that I would mind driving. Like, I totally wouldn't. Like, I would absolutely drive down to the Poconos for a day to hit Camelback again. That's not on any of the passes. That's its own thing. So there you go. I do like Hunter though. I had a good day. I've only been there once, and it was a solo run. I remember I forgot my hat, so I only had goggles on. And it was a windy day, so my ears hurt by the time the day was done. I do remember. But what our points here are by naming off all these hills, and like as Rob said, by area, you know, get the one that best suits your area. But my area, any of them can suit. And like I said, Indy, I'm trying to keep costs down. Plus, I don't know if I'm going to be able to abuse like an Epic or an Icon Pass enough because I have 4.5 for you. Dude, we'll have to shoot up to Hunter one day. Me and you will go. Let's see. I think I'm getting both Epic and Icon. That should cover enough. That covers almost everything. To get them both, you got so much you could play with. You could just drive to a state and almost pick something if you get them both. That's a lot of choices. And of course, it obviously also depends on which, level you get. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Indy. Trying to keep costs down. Don't know if I'll be able to abuse it because there are a couple projects that I want to do with Ski Rex Media where, as I said in the home mountain piece that I wrote, let's see. Yeah, but are you going to ski all those days to make it worth it? He's got a point there. You're going to get them all in? I can't, I don't think. Like I said, that's actually where I was going. If I buy an Epic Pass, can I ski enough days to make it worth it? If I buy an Icon Pass, can I ski enough days to make it worth it? And I don't think I can. That's why the Indy Pass, I think I could at $200, 2 days at a bunch of mountains. Yeah, they're small. Yeah, they're not, necessarily the highest in the world, but it would get me days of recreational skiing, and then I want to work. What you're going to hear. One of the things I'm going to bring up in the lost ski area and closed ski area podcast is I kind of want to do an entire small documentary series. Like, it's not going to be Ken Burns style or Ken Burns as deep because obviously my filmmaking ability is I'm a novice, and we even though I've shot small things and my boy Travis who's in here we started to shoot something. But it would be small and I have to get the funding and all this and that. I think it'd be awesome. Excuse me. And damn, I can't today. Pardon that, guys. So anyway, with that project, the documentary of the closed ski areas around here, which would be go down there, see if I can talk to somebody, do an interview, which we know are my Achilles heel anyway, interviews. And, then once we get it, if we can ski a couple runs. I think that would be kind of fun to do. Number one. Number two, I want to hit the rope tow areas. Because there's a few around here. There's Northeast Slopes right up the road. There's Cochrane's that way a little bit. Go back to where I started in Brattleboro, Vermont at the Memorial Hill. So for me, going with Epic and Icon isn't really, it just wouldn't be cost effective. Except for, did you all see the deal that Killington's running on, what is that? Their 365 all season, Beast 365 all season pass? Like, I can't imagine. I could. That's actually a really good deal. I think I looked at it. It was like right now it's like 13 bones up front, or Or you could do like a subscription service and pay 100, like I think it was 110 a month. You get to ski all winter at that mountain. You get to play on it all summer, including the bike park and the golf course and what have you. And then you get an Icon base pass with it. I was like, that's a fucking deal, dude. Like, by area is one thing, but if you can abuse it, $112 a month, how awesome would that be? I'm thinking about going for it. I wish I could go for it. Ski Rex Media isn't quite bringing in that much cash yet. Again, that's why that's another reason the Indy Pass is for me is interesting, because it's 2 bills up front, and then that's 2 days at all those mountains. But that Killington Pass, man, I could abuse the shit out of that. I would start mountain biking again. I would absolutely start mountain biking again if I could just abuse the hell out of it. Like, man, what could I do with that? And the thing is, $112 a month isn't bad, even without the Icon base pass, because Killington, I think, is running. It's got to be close to $100 a day ticket anyway. So you get 2 days, you're covered, and that's 2 days on. I'm sure their lift ticket prices drop during bike park time, but that's still a great pass, man. And I was thinking about that, and it's just like what I wrote the other day about picking a home mountain. It's all about, your area. Can you abuse it? I think it was Ryan who said Indy Pass is just a no-go for him because there's nothing around him for it. He would have to travel for the entire thing. And that, once you start adding travel costs, yeah, it's a $200 pass, but let's see, lift tickets in Vermont over $80 for a day. Yeah, depending on where you are, which is almost everywhere. It's average $80. Like, God, I remember the Vail Peak merger, and people were bitching about fucking, Mount Snow's now going to be so expensive. It's going to be just like Okemo. And it's like, dude, they already charge the same prices for a day ticket. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just buy your friggin' Epic Pass. It's a better deal. All the passes are a better deal. I will never argue that. Every Mega Pass is a better deal. Like, if you buy Epic, you buy Icon, you're going to, as long as you can abuse it, or even you could just use it enough. Like, if you spend $1,200 on a pass, that's on average 12 to 15 ski days. And, if you can get that in, go for it and break even at least. But, God damn, I'll tell you this. I'll put it like this. When I worked for Mount Snow, and my friend Travis, we all worked there together, and I graduated the year before he did, a year ahead of him, and while those guys were in school, on my days off, I was skiing. That's what I was doing. I skied a lot, and that was also the year I worked at the Grand Summit Hotel at Mount Snow, so I didn't have to start work until 2:00. So it was all the time, and believe me, because in parts because I had my pass, my American Skiing Company pass, and I would abuse the hell out of it. And again, I worked there, so it didn't cost me anything anyway, so it didn't matter. The point is, though, if I'm in a position to do it, I'm going to do it. Pardon me. What is this? G Move. I missed you, dude. I didn't even see that. What is that? He's selling stuff on the live chat. Go ahead and check that out, everybody. Anyway, so when it comes down to buying and wrestling with past choices, one of my things, and like Rob said, it's the buy for your area. But my area, there's so many to choose from. It's hard to decide. Let's see here. I skied, I think, a little over 30, and scooter skied 51. So 30 days and 51 days. You've more than paid for your pass. You just have. Let's see here. And that's the beauty thing. Over 50 days on Epic. So there you go. Over 50 days on Epic. You skied 50 days on Epic, or is that what it takes to pay for it? How much does that thing cost? Like, am I missing something here? I think I missed what you said. Somewhere else in the comments. I think I might have missed something. Help me catch that up. What did Ryan say here? Mount Bohemia season pass at $99 has more days at most of the same resorts here as the Indy Pass does, plus a ton of reciprocal days out west. So there you go. He found a better deal than the Indy Pass, which is another thing. Always look at what else you have around your area. Like that Killington Pass, especially because it comes with an Icon base pass, you know, that's a killer deal. And that's a deal, people outside of Vermont aren't going to get. Well, outside of, Vermont and anybody who comes up to Vermont from like New Jersey, Connecticut. Ryan, the reservation system terrifies me for making flight and hotel reservations anywhere out west until I see what the policy is. Yes. Scooter ski or 50 hit. Okay. So, and Ryan's right about the reservation system and why that's going to suck because it could throw travel plans off. Like, it's always best to book flights early, but right now the reservation systems, it's booking like 36 hours in advance. It's really not going to even out, and it's going to suck. It's going to suck out loud. Hashtag Proofread Nation. Scooter skied over 50, hit one by accident. All right, well, hey, 51 days, 50 days. It's all the same. But 50 days on an Epic Pass, that pays for it how many times over? Do the math. So if you can abuse it, a season's pass is good. Any industry, if you can abuse it, and you should. You absolutely should. I used to say that in New Jersey with all my Great Adventure friends and their Six Flags season pass. All you got to do is use it twice. I'm like, dude, screw how many times you have to use it. Get in there and use it like 1,000 times. Get it to the point where each day, if you did the math, costs you $1, which obviously mathematically isn't possible, I don't think. But you know what I mean. So it really comes down to, in essence, area, because if you live in enough places, you can absolutely, fucking abuse the hell out of it, which is what I want to do. Which is, again, why Indy Pass interests me, because I can abuse it. You get 2 days at all those mountains, and I can go 2 days, an hour that way, 2 days, 20 minutes that way, an hour and 10 minutes that way. I can go 2 days, do 2 more over here in New Hampshire, plus another 2, plus run down to, what's it called, Berkshire East in Massachusetts. I could do all that stuff and still have time to do the Ski Rex Media ski projects, provided they work out. Which I'm thinking they should. I feel like Ski Rex Media is about to explode, and I don't know why. You ever get a real pure feeling of optimism out of nowhere, and you don't know if you're nuts, but you might be. And I think Ski Rex Media is about to explode. I really do. I don't know why. I just do. I hope it does anyway. It would be nice, especially with the season coming. Here's actually something. This is, I don't mean to swing topics on you, but just to put in a thought, and I wish our Snowbum Life Maine friend, hashtag Maine, friend was on to talk about this. If reservation systems apply, what happens to the Route 100 tour? Now, I'm fairly certain, I don't know if I'll be doing all of it, but I do want to go to a couple of those days with you guys. And not only do I want to do that, I want to set up and at least record a podcast. We might not be able to go live, but we could do the recorded podcast. And if we got to make reservations, who's going to hit and how are they going to hit? And, who's going to get in and who isn't? That's going to kind of blow. Hopefully, though, the reservation thing won't need to be a thing. I hope. As time goes by, we might find that we're not needing to deal with the viral outbreak the way that we thought we had to begin with. Easy, we're staying at your house. I hope you all don't mind sleeping on the floor. I don't have a lot of room. I really don't. No beds, and my bed is small. Nobody's sharing with me. I mean, it depends on who you are. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, I am flesh and blood human being out there. That's gross. I should not say stuff like that. Yes, we're all adults here, but I shouldn't. This is not that kind of show. Yes, maybe not family friendly, but I don't have to be a pervert. That's just wrong. That is just wrong, although I will say snowboarder girls are a weakness. We all know about this. In fact, me and Rob were talking about it the other day. Just for a minute, but we did. And we had a good chuckle, and that was it. Anyway. So, yes. And it looks like Rob's putting in faces about, you're right. We all are thinking about the Route 100 tour and how that's going to end up. So I don't know. But back to passes. Again, I interrupted myself, and I should not have done that. But I don't know, because I know some of you are still wrestling, and like Ryan said, how are we gonna get travel time or know how to travel? For me, balancing recreational skiing and hopefully work skiing with Ski Rex Media. There's so many things, and I'm not really wrestling with it as much because I'm pretty sure I'm going with the one that'll work best for me, and I know that's what we all have to do with you. It's just to stay warm, sheesh. It's never just to stay warm. It's never just to stay warm. We all know it. All right, sometimes it is to stay warm, dude. I don't have tauntauns floating around here that I can just cut open and sleep in. Wrestling with the past choices. So I say keep wrestling with it, and I could say, like we say, whatever's in your area, whatever you can afford. I have heat, and the heat doesn't blow the power. The heat, actually, I did with a space heater in here. I've blown the power. This is an old house, man. This house has got to be over 100 years old. And the wiring it's not substandard, but it doesn't modern stuff, I don't live in a trash place. I really don't. I'm making it sound like that. I like my neighborhood here. It's quiet, although the road, oddly enough, has cars 24 hours a day, and that's kind of nice, I think, in a way, but I don't have like a million things. I don't live in a city. I live in a little town in Vermont, and it's wonderful. I don't have to run for the hills because I'm already here. Well, I'm in the valley, but you know what I mean. So wrestling with past choices, in case I get distracted. Have you ever noticed how much I get distracted? I'm sure you have. And you're all still here, and I love that, and that's why I love you all. But I don't know. I'm not struggling with it, like I said, because I'm just going to balance it. And it really is a balance of what one can afford, how much you hate Icon for how they did people during the COVID, what mountains are closest. Which ones do you want to travel to? Do you want to go to New Zealand or do you want to go to Australia? Do you want to go to South America? One of their mountains has already said they're not opening, just so you know, in case you were thinking about heading down to South America. If you were one of the hemisphere jumpers, I think Las Linas is not opening in Argentina. Is not opening. They already said we're not doing it. COVID-19 is too big of a pain in the ass. We're not doing it. I don't have the full story, so I didn't write about it. So there you go. It's not a Ski Rex Media exclusive, but it's so now you know. So there you go. And I don't know how, the South African place is going to open up. And New Zealand, they want to open up so bad. They are ready. So there you go. There's another choice. Not this year because I don't think any of those countries are accepting, foreign flights anyway right now. But I don't know. We can wrestle with past choices, and it's a yearly thing. I've seen it every year for, as long as Epic and Icon have been out and competing. And, Indie Pass came online last year, and then there's a small indie, not pass, it's like a discount card over here. And in New Hampshire, it covers some New Hampshire mountains. It covers Whaleback, which I talk about because it's right up the road. It covers the Dartmouth Skiway, not far from here. It covers Granite Gorge, I believe, down in southern New Hampshire, out by Keene, which I just learned about last season, I think. Have been to Keene, New Hampshire a million times. Never knew. It's not actually in town. It's just outside of town, but I had no idea there was a ski hill there. No idea whatsoever. It might cover Pat's Peak as well. I don't recall, but that's there too. And that's a local thing, not a locals thing, but it's a thing local to like New Hampshire ish. It might be a couple in Maine and Vermont. It covers too. I don't remember. I can't even tell you what it's called right now. But what is this? Looks like Mount Hood to close on May 31st. Check with my insider. You don't have to check with your insider, man. That's absolutely right. That's what it was. I remember saying something about it here a few minutes, like a half hour ago. about Mount Bachelor. I said something, but yeah, you're right. No, it is the 31st. You're right. I mean, you can double check yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. I would never do that. But I'm saying that was it. That's what I read anyway. I'm sure of it, and I might be wrong. You know me. I don't care about being wrong. If I'm wrong, and that's fine. That means I've learned something new. I'm not worried about being wrong. I'm never worried about being wrong. Which is why I have no problem talking about wrestling with past choices. No problem with it, because I can say up and down, here's what you should look at, here's what I'm doing, here's what the world's doing, and I could be 100% wrong. Someone might just buy it because they want to do the opposite of what I want to do. I want to cut costs. Someone might be like, no, I'm going to buy the most expensive ski pass I can get my hands on. Which I'm not sure which one. I mean, that depends on each person, because some people get different discounts. Obviously, which one, if you are, it's Memorial Day weekend. We are keeping in memory. It is a holiday for, military folk, and, veteran discounts here and there. Excuse me. So if you can get a better, military discount with one over the other, take that one, man. If, Magic Mountain on their seasons pass, they were given a deal, a break to doctors, nurses, EMS, people who are now known as frontline workers. They're giving them a deal on a seasons pass, mountain specific to Magic. So there might be something like that out there for you. I don't know, And then Ryan said the Mount Bohemia Pass has all kinds of extras, and it's, and that works if you're in that area and you can really put that to good use. So I don't know, man. I say we keep wrestling with them. Everybody get one. Everybody get one, and then we'll all come together in a year and see who came out the best. And again, that's a stupid thing to say because, that's subjective too. I can have an awesome time on just about any hill there is. I've only ever had a bad time at one hill. And I've said it before, it was Seven Springs out in Pennsylvania. And, so I know you all in here pretty much know what I'm talking. Pretty much all of you know what I'm talking about or know where I'm talking about. And my friends and I, we just did, the day wasn't great. Did not have a good time. And it kind of sucked that we didn't have a good time, but maybe I'll take a ride back out there. I don't know, and check it out one day. If I'm ever out there, the one friend we were out there visiting, he still lives in the area. He might even still ski there. I don't know, to be honest. So you never know. I might end up out there again. But we'll see. I don't know. Excuse me again. So keep wrestling with those past decisions, man, those past choices, because I don't think I can help you. That's really the big, not the big theme for this episode. I mean, I guess you can kind of call it the theme, but in the end, it's just, I'm a letdown to you, and I understand that. It's almost a bit, because I can't help anybody with their past choice, because even like I said, I'm having a hard time, because that indie, I would really like to do that one personally, and just for something different. But man, that Killington Pass is looking sweet, and if I thought I could swing it, I would. Like I would in a heartbeat. And with that Icon Base Pass, I could put that to good use around here too, and then just be at Killington for all those other days. And then once the spring and summer come, I might get back out on a golf course. I don't play golf very well. Not that I've ever golfed an actual game, but I've almost hurt people at a driving range. So that's something. I mean, I got a lot of power behind the ball, but it certainly doesn't go where I want it to go. That's for goddamn sure. Not that I'm being blasphemous, but I think God should have come down that day and said, no more golf for you. In fact, I don't think I've really swung that much since that day. So I could put that, I mean, it really comes down to, as we wrestle with past choices, it really comes down to which one can you abuse? And that's really the name of the game. And see, people have said to me, I don't understand why ski mountains or theme parks or museums or other like summertime resorts, why they have seasons passes. Like, don't they lose out on the deal? And the answer is no, they don't. Typically, people don't abuse them. There are people who buy them and end up not using them, which is why there's always non-refund stipulations in there to beat them out. In a way, if because I agree, if you buy a season's pass for something and don't use it to the end of the season, depending on what industry it is, that end of that season might not be guaranteed. It's like buying a concert ticket and saying you're only going for the encore. Like that's not cool. But in the end, people use it. Like I brought up the Great Adventure Seasons Pass. They put it in their radio ad. Use it twice and you paid for it. Plus, you can also get add-ons with that. You can get sorry about that. You can get preferred parking and things like this. And you can get some of that, I'm sure, with mountain passes in some places, where you're going to start now that parking is becoming more and more of an issue. But people don't abuse it. Like the majority of people who buy a season's pass break even, because if say you sell 1,000 seasons passes, if all those people used it mathematically enough to get their day visits down to $3, $4, $5, then they are losing money. But people don't do that. People use it a bit and then, they might get an extra day or two out of it, but that doesn't really hurt the bottom line because everybody's doing it, maybe getting an extra day, maybe not. Abuse the shit out of it. Whatever one you can come down to. What'd Ryan say here? Decide where you want to ski first and buy a pass that works there if there is one. And he's got a very good point there. And that includes, I'm sure you'll agree, dude, that, single mountain passes. Some of those are still expensive, but, if you can abuse it, man, that's really what it comes down to. And that all comes down to, like Ryan said, go to the one you want to buy first. Buy the one to the place you want to ski first. And then if you go mega passes, which ones, cover your area the best or cover where you want to travel the most or things like this, and then cost and all this. It really just comes down to which one you can abuse. Which one you can abuse. And like I said, Icon, Epic, Indie, friggin', it doesn't matter. I can abuse the shit out of all of them, especially because I don't mind driving. It's not every day that I wouldn't mind being on the road for a while. Especially when you see that van that Janice Spiteri's putting together. That's friggin' awesome. She put that sun deck up on the roof. That was sweet. I could get into traveling for a little while, but as a normal everyday thing, I don't want to be driving down to, the Poconos one day, then, up into Maine the next day, and then back into the Catskills, and then back into Vermont, and then getting on a plane, not that I want to go out to the Rockies, and then from there, like, if that was my thing, that's my thing. Yep. And Ryan's also right about this. Mountains still make money on all the extras like alcohol and food on seasons pass holders. And they do. They absolutely do. It follows basically the same. What did Rob say here? Yeah, but I met a lot of people that ski 5 to 10 times a year or buy 3-day passes and 5-day. Tourism covers the loss of seasons passes, cafe, opera also. Yeah, same idea. Oh, yeah, they totally do. Like, believe me, they're going to make money on you no matter what. It kind of falls under... All right, so I had people while I was living in Las Vegas. How can they let people drink for free? I'm like, 'cause that's not where they're making the money. How can they have seasons passes that actually cut you a deal? Because that's not where they're making the money. The money goes... Most people rarely get 20 days in. Yeah. Yeah, people don't get much more than that, typically. There are people who ski every day, and that for every one of those, there's 100 people who ski, like Rob said, less than 20 days. Alyssa, I've paid $120 for a window ticket at Killington. They make money. On day tickets, yes, on day tickets, you are fully paying 100%. On the pass, they still make money, but the more you abuse it, the less money you lose. And if everybody did it, like say, if everybody bought a season's pass one year and abused the shit out of it, every last season's pass sold and everybody skied every day, you'd see the prices fluctuate a little bit. They'd go up. Well, you all know how this works. I don't have to explain this. I'm talking like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I do, but, does it matter that I do? You guys know too. You don't need me. You only need me for news and entertainment. That's all you need me for. I'm like those late night guys, late night show hosts, Jimmy Fallon, ugh, Kimmel, ugh. Those other guys whose names are meaningless. I like Conan. I like Crowder too. But anyway, joking aside, get the pass you can abuse because that will be the best deal for you. And those deals will always stay good because it always works for the mountain business model. Um, if you can abuse the shit out of an Epic Pass, and granted things happen. Um, maybe you'll bust a knee. Not that I want anybody to say that. I know it's probably bad luck, but let's see. Epic Pass has nothing worse skiing here locally. I'm getting 5 to 10 days max on it. If I buy one, have to fly and drive 12 hours to use it. And that is a big one. Again, that's all about the abuse. If you know you're going to get 5 to 10 days, you're not even going to quite pay for it at 5 to 10, depending on what single tickets cost at those mountains. Not every mountain charges $100. Not every mountain charges 80. Some still charge 50. But sorry, this big ass June bug on the window just scared the hell out of me, startled me. It's all about what you can abuse. And as Rob just followed up, yeah, there's a ton in the East, and that's why I have it. And it's perfect for him. Rob can get to a lot of places with a couple hours drive and just hammer it out all day. All day, this day, all day, that day, all day, any day. So what about locally, privately owned passes? Some of those are a good deal. Like part of me wants to get, as a local place over here, Whaleback. You've all heard me talk about Whaleback a lot because it's the closest mountain to the HQ here. Their pass isn't expensive. Their season's pass. It's not a big mountain. It's very small. If you're a vertical hound, it doesn't have, a lot of vertical. If you're a powder hound, it doesn't have a lot of that. But, you're going to get a lot of runs because it doesn't have a shit ton of visitors. Like you will get a ton of runs, even though they have like a single double chair is all that runs to the top of their hill. And it's an old one. It's an antique one from the looks of it, but you'll get a ton of runs in it. I think their season's pass was running like $350, which as long as they're open, and again, I think they're running like $50 day tickets, maybe. So there you go. What is this, Ryan? I can abuse an Icon pass with a 10 Boyne days and a season's pass at Blue Mountain, Ontario. They're still a 3 to 5 hour drive away. And I get that too. And again, the drive is like where I lived in New Jersey, I had to drive 3 hours to get to skiing. Didn't matter what direction I was going in. 3 hours minimum. I get to the Poconos in 3 hours. I could get to the Catskills in 3 hours. And obviously I left before big snow was a thing. So there you go. But you can abuse it, and that's what matters. If you can abuse it. Abuse the hell out of it. Just go nuts. Get 50 days. Make the day. And I've heard Blue Mountain, Ontario is really nice too. Never skied Canada, but I've heard it's really kind of sweet. Don't know if that's true, but if it is, great. I don't know. I'd like to check it out. Again, subjective. I don't know. One person could love it. The next person could hate it. Who knows? The right answer is somewhere in the middle. But abuse it. Abuse. I can't put, I might have to do a written piece on this so other people see it. But abuse the hell out of it. That's the main point. Whatever you can abuse. And again, that is a combination of, where you live, where you travel to, how much money you want to spend, whether you're banned from a mountain for poaching a run naked, whatever the case may be as to why you go where you go or where you can go. Also, never underestimate the power of low friends in high places. Always make friends with someone in the industry. You might get something out of it. I've skied for free more than once because of friends who worked at mountains. A mountain specifically at Stratton Mountain. They used to get tickets, so I did that. Night skiing is a good way to abuse your pass after work. Isn't that the truth, dude? Holy crap, I wish there was more night skiing around here. I enjoyed it, and that's coming from me. And those who know me best know that you might think that's not a big thing for me, but I enjoy it, man. I really like it. I love night skiing, and that's kind of actually I'm waiting for an answer from the Indy Pass folks, because night skiing was one of the criteria that I was looking at because Bolton Valley is on the Indy Pass. They have night skiing, but I think you either have. I think it's. I need it clarified because on the Indy Pass website it says you can either get an all-day ticket or a night ticket. And I was like, well, clarify that. Does that really mean that? Or when, and I know that sounds really kind of stupid for me to question it because they did say it, either or, but I'm hoping it's like if you go in the morning to Bolton Valley and you buy a ticket, but again, I don't know if a day ticket there covers into the night either. I've never been there. But if I can get a ticket and run for 14 hours, if I'm feeling up to it, like that's a long day. But I would do it. I would run from open till close. Why not? What is this? Ryan, Mount Bohemia, $99 total, and then use 3 days at Whitefish, Montana. Very nice. 3 days at Tarhee and 3 days at Powderhorn in Colorado. We have thought of doing a winter this way. That's actually, you know what, dude? If that $99 gets you all of that, that's abuse and a half, minus your travel cost, obviously. But if that's on the Mount Bohemia season pass for $99, and then you could do 3 at Whitefish, 3 at Tarhee, 3 at Powderhorn, that's 9 days. Like that, they're paying you to ski at that point. Again, minus your travel cost, and I don't know how you would do that if you would do that at a plane. But I would drive that. I think that would be a phenomenal road trip. A little bit of high elevation in there, which is something that, I'd have to prepare for personally. But man, they're paying you to ski at that point, and that is the goal. Let them pay you. Like, here's another way to do it. Here's another way. This actually goes to cost. Now, some of these mountains, and they're called different things. I don't know. Every mountain has a different name for it. But back at Mount Snow, when I was there, they were the ambassadors, volunteers who went up. You worked for, I can't remember how many days. You volunteered a bunch of days, and basically what you were is you were a meter and greeter on the mountain. You would help people out, telling them which way to go. You were basically there as, just a face, and you had a jacket that said ambassador, and, you were just a nice person on the mountain who knew the mountain. And you volunteer a certain amount of days, you get through those days, and you get your pass. You got a Mount Snow pass. And actually, for the last couple of years there, when the American Skiing Company owned it, I think you got a American Skiing Company East Pass, or New England Pass is what it would have been. I think they had a multi-levels, and I think one was all New England. And that would be so, like, if you can take the time to do the volunteering, granted, even though it is volunteering, so you are working, it is a work ski day. But these ambassador folks, that was their job, to be out on the mountain skiing and talking to people. That was their job. If you can do that for a pass, that's worth it. I might even do that if there's still a program like that around. Mount Bohemia season pass has a stupidly ridiculous number of included days at other resorts for a $99 pass. I mean, and that's, dude, for $100, that's a steal, man. That's worth it. Even if you buy one of the other passes, that's actually worth it. That's worth taking the bottles and cans down to the store and getting all your nickels back, if that's even still a thing. I don't even know anymore. But whatever you can do to hook up the $100, sell your PlayStation. PlayStation 5's coming out soon anyway. Sell the old DVDs. Who the hell uses hard copies anymore? I do sometimes with stuff I can't get, obviously. But you know what I'm saying. The $99, man, that is if I lived near you and near that mountain, that's what I would do. Because I could abuse the fuck out of that for $99. Are you kidding me? And to do that road trip you talked about in the prior comment, Ryan, dude, I would crush that. But I like to drive. I plan road trips I might not even take, dude. I love it. Ski Rex Media might get a travel division at some point just to talk about travel. Maybe. I don't know. That's a whole other thing. But, man, abuse that sucker, man. Abuse it. Excuse me. Abuse that. Get it and abuse it. That's what I want. That's why I'm thinking about buying the Indy Pass, because I can abuse the hell out of it. Abuse the hell out of it. And still get my projects in that I want to do. And maybe even get an extra project or two in. I don't think I'm going to... I know I had aspirations, if I'm using that word correctly, and I should be. Let's see. 1 day ticket at Bohemia costs $75. If you're going to ski there for a weekend, buy a season's pass and then go and be... Yeah, that's how you do it. How are they making money on it? Because people aren't doing it. That's why. $99 pass, they're going to get all their regulars in, make money on food and retail, and, you know, the majority of people aren't traveling to the other places. That's how they do it. And then for every person who does buy it, you know, that's it. Anyway, what was I saying? It doesn't matter. Abuse. Oh yeah. I did want to do, not just like, I want to go on a couple of the Route 100 tour days. Obviously, that would be a lot of fun. I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. I'll be sneaking Ski Rex Media stuff all day onto social media. We'll do a podcast. It'll be great. But I wanted to try and hit every mountain in a season, which isn't hard. I wouldn't even really have to tour it because, again, unless I'm going up to Burke or Jay Peak, I can get to everything within an hour and a half-ish, and that's everything. Like Killington, MRG, Stowe, Okemo, Mount Snow, Stratton, Bromley, all those down there, Magic, all those are an hour and a half-ish away. Like I said, the only two that are far are Burke and Jay Peak, and I can make Burke in 90 minutes if I want to, test where the state police are hanging out on I-91 that day. I could do it. And probably blasting through Lindenville up there on the way to Burke. But, I don't think I'm going to get all of them, but I think with the Indy Pass, I can get my project days in and my recreational days in, save a couple bucks, and take care of it. And in the end, I can abuse it. And that's what I'm saying to you as well. Ryan, you can abuse the shit out of that Mount Bohemia Pass. Do it. Rob, he can abuse the shit out of his Epic Pass. Absolutely go with that one. Alyssa's going to go with both, maybe, so she's a step ahead of the game. She can abuse everybody. She can be abusive to the passes. Holy smokes. She can ski anything. She can just be driving along one day like, I think I want to go here. You know what would be cool? You know what would be a real decision maker, especially those of us who live in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or around New Jersey, Virginia, Pennsylvania, all the way up to here even, not far, as if Big Snow gets added to one of the mega passes, which could happen. It could absolutely happen. In fact, I'd almost bet that Icon would be the one that would do it, because they're not a single company pass, you know what I mean? Now you got me thinking. And that is really what she says. Alyssa says, I don't know. Now you got me thinking. That means I have done something right with this episode. Now we're thinking about it. Now we're really wondering which we can abuse. Get on Google Maps, see what you can see. I'm unsure if I can abuse the Icon enough, honestly. And there you go. Maybe save yourself a couple bucks. Don't pick it up. Just go with the Epic. You know what I'm saying? If you can't use it, don't spend the money. Save that and take a trip in the summertime on a boat if you like boats. Or, Plastic Hill. Or, what is it? Big Snow. Or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. Save that money and go with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also saying my water bottle is done. So, what do you think? Can I wrap it up? Is that good? Because here's I'll bring this to a conclusion. Memorial Day, definitely honor the veterans. I know that's more for Veterans Day, but you know what I mean. Those who have served in the military, especially in wartime. Um, that's awesome. And Memorial Day weekend, remember, it's not just about barbecues. Even if you're allowed to have that or just going to the beach, there's more to it than that. And we all know that. And then when it comes to wrestling with past choices, look at it from the case of, what's Rob say here? Go with Epic. Those mountains are reachable. Save money for Canada. There you go. Save that money. Head to Canada. I like that. Yeah. I see whatever you can abuse the most. That's really what it comes down to. And like I said, it is a combination of cost and area and travel plans and this, that, and the other. But, really look at it. How can I get them to pay me to ski in the end? What's one can I get closest to $1 a day if I did the math? So what do you say, kids? Is it all right if I end this? Because my eyes are watering and gross because I have my light on so you can see me. And I have the window open and people are walking by and they can hear me and see me. And I don't think they want to. I don't think they care about this stuff any. But then again, maybe they do. Maybe I've gotten a new fan by someone listening out the window, which would be kind of funny. And if that is true, I hope they go to skirexmedia.com and let me know. Or go to the Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all here on this side for those watching. If you don't follow all of them, I know there's at least, let's see, Alyssa follows all three. Rob's 2 out of 3. Ryan's 2 or 3 out of 3. You're all definitely the top fans. I know some of you. I know Scooter has the top fan badge on Facebook, I believe. So that's awesome. Him and his pops, they both follow. Big followers of Ski Rex Media. So I thank you. I'm definitely going to bring this one to a close if that's all right with you guys. And even if you say it's not, I might have to go back to the test pattern and take a little break and come back. And one of these days, maybe I'll plan for a longer one. I'll get a silly commercial or something in there. Or maybe we'll get some corporate sponsorship. How great would that be? I'm still looking. I'm still trying to figure that one out. There is a bit that some people in my position do, and I've seen it done, and I've seen the wonderful and very adorably cute Janice Spiteri did the bit where she went on Instagram and contacted 100 different companies all at one shot to see how many hits she could get for sponsorship or partnerships. And it was kind of funny. I don't know if I can make it funny, though, if I could. But anyway, here we go. Thanks for shortening my night. You're welcome, our new friend from Austria. Come visit the Austrian Alps. We all want to. Please make sure you subscribe, dude, before you get off and go deal with the baby. Subscribe, and then I know you follow me anyway, but subscribe and all that so you can come back. Come back with us next week. Because I think we're going to do this again next week because our lockdowns still aren't 100% lifted. And we'll do live streaming and virtual opera party number 8 next week, 8 o'clock Saturday. So if you are in here and I don't know it, oh, hell yeah. Tell Trav, you know it. Yes, I have been to Austria once and I'm ready to go again. Actually, on a 2-year play. Yeah, we all want to get to Europe, baby. I would love to do a European tour. How great would that be? So if you don't subscribe and you don't follow, please do that. You can see that all on this side. Plus, you can hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. And then on this side is the money side, the Patreon, and the merch. I know a few of you have merch. Pick up some. I've actually got a couple ideas for some new T-shirt designs and that go on everything. So check that out. Thank you, my brother. Also on Facebook, I'll subscribe. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Support the program. Thank you for being here. Follow the program. Follow the written content. And I will see you guys when I see you. I will see you out there this season. And we'll do some live events-ish. And I have a few other ideas. And then this week on Wednesday, barring any issues like I had last week, it will be the Lost Ski Area episode, and I'll be talking about the fascination about that. Thank you all for joining me again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Good night and laters.